Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys my grey ombre hair tutorial. A lot of you guys have been requesting this tutorial since you've seen the pictures on my Instagram. I'm so sorry it took so long, but I found a way to get it to you guys, so I hope you enjoy and let's get right into it. So I'm starting off with freshly washed and stretched hair. So the first thing that I do is start separating my hair from behind my ear all the way to my side part, wherever I want the side part to be, and I put that bit away. After that, I separate out my middle part, and then I put that section of hair away as well. And then I continue to separate the hair all the way down to my other ear. Once I've got all the separations done, I start cornrowing. I cornrow to the end of my scalp, but I don't start cornrowing the end of the hair because that's going to be the base for making the zigzag pattern at the back of my head. The only cornrows that I plait to the end of my hair are my anchor braids, which is basically my middle part, because you guys know that I tuck that bit of hair under my cornrows with my crochet hook. That way I can refresh the braid anytime I need to. So the last cornrow near the leave out goes vertical, then that's just to make sure that there are no gaps in the hair. Because I'm doing a zigzag pattern, it might leave a few gaps in between. So if you do a cornrow going straight down, you're guaranteed not to have any visible gaps in your hair right next to your leave out. So after I zigzag the hair, I literally grab my anchor braid, I pull it through the cornrows until there's no more hair left. That way I can refresh the braid anytime that I'd like. So now it's time to install the hair. You guys have seen me do this in all my crochet braid tutorials. All I do is put the crochet pin through the cornrow, put the hair in the latch, close the latch, pull the latch through the cornrow, and then I take the hair and twist it through the loop. And I do that 4 times. And then I secure that to the hair. This hair is a lot different to the hair that Dion had. It's much more like the Marley hair in terms of its texture. So when I do the crochet knots, they're much more secure and I don't have to do 5 or 6 knots. I can get away with doing 3 or 4. I use a different method for the sides. As you can see here on the side of my hair next to my ear, I have the ombre coming a lot closer to my cornrows. In order to achieve this, I basically put the hair up to my braid to adjust the position of the ombre to where I want it to be, as in how close I'd want the grey to be to the cornrow. Once I'm happy with the position of the grey, I then put my finger on the spot where it is, and then I just cut off the black bits that I don't need. After that, I get the ends and I fray them just to make sure that the edges are not so blunt, making sure that the 2 black edges line up. So basically all you've done here is make the black part of the ombre a lot shorter. And because you've frayed the edges, the hair will look a lot smoother and you won't have bits of hair sticking out. And the method to put this braid into your hair is the same as putting in your normal crochet braids. You simply put the hair through the latch, pull the latch down through the cornrow and just twist the hair in. I do that for all the rows in the front except for my anchor braids. Now here, all I do to make sure that I have the grey ombre where I want it to be, all you need to do is simply pull the hair through the loop until you're satisfied with where the ombre on the top bit of hair, i.e. the bit that doesn't go through the loop, falls. I hope that's clear. Let me make this clearer. If you want the ombre to be closer to your scalp, then what you will do is when you put the hair through the cornrow, you would make sure that the grey bit on the section of hair that stays out is closer to your scalp than the bit that's underneath. I'll show you a close-up. I also do an invisible part method on the cornrow that's closest to my leave out. For the leave out, I just do a really simple cornrow pattern. I don't want anything too elaborate, but you can go crazy with it. Or if you have a shaved head, this crochet style works perfectly for that. So now we're obviously going to need to add some extensions to these cornrows, and to make sure that they look completely natural, what I do is that I add the hair extensions behind my actual hair. So when I braid it in, you won't be able to see a difference. You will not know where my hair starts and where the extension begins. And that's it for the install, guys. Now you guys can see that I've been left with a massive hair because this hair is super long. It goes all the way down almost to my bum. So I obviously don't want all that hair. I'm not like Dion who likes a lot of hair. I like my hair looking much more natural and a lot less bulky. I use 5 bundles of hair. I start off by giving the hair a good brush and then I cut half of it off. There was no method to me cutting the hair, I just hacked it off until I was satisfied with the length that I had. Once I was satisfied with the length of the hair, I then got my razor comb out and started shedding the hair. That is an important step that makes the hair look more layered and it makes it look much more natural. After I razored the hair, I then took my shearing scissors and cut the hair diagonally and just shaped and framed my face a little bit. I show you guys how I do that in my first video. There's a link to that in the description bar. After that, I basically give the hair a few swipes with my hair straightener just to add some really loose curls. And this is what it looks like. Here's a demo of the middle part. Obviously I haven't styled it to perfection because I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes for you guys. And I hope you see how easy it is just to flip your hair over to the other side so you get a different style if you want to switch it up. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how I do some bantu knot curls with some hot water just to add a few curls to the hair. So what you want to do is get your finger to a point where you want the curl to start and then make a loop with the hair around your finger and then start to twist the hair around itself above your finger. Don't do it too tight because you need to actually be able to remove your finger since you don't want to dip it in hot water too. I personally put the bantu knots in my whole head before I start dunking into hot water simply because I lack patience and this is the fastest way to do it. Right, so once you've twisted all your hair, you're then going to get your hot water. Now be very careful here. What I do is I use a big mug and put some hot water in that, and then I use a flask and put the rest of the hot water in the flask so that when the water in the mug starts getting cold, I can just pour more hot water into it. You only need to dunk the bantu knots into the hot water for about 10 to 20 seconds. You don't need to do any longer than that. Just make sure that the whole knot is saturated with hot water so that the whole thing curls. And use a very thick towel to squeeze the excess water out of the hair so that none of it drips onto your skin because it will burn. After that, you can start unscrewing the bantu knot in the opposite direction to which you twisted it. Like a bottle cap basically. And then what you should do now is take your hairdryer and make sure that the hair is absolutely dry before you start to spread them out, because what could end up happening is that you take it out too quickly and it's still wet and the curl is not as defined as it should be, which is what happened to the back of my hair here. I was too fast and lacking patience once again and the curl didn't come out great. But the rest of the curls are okay, and as this is just a demonstration, I removed all the curls in the end anyway and wore my hair straight. If you want even more defined curls, you can use a curling rod. I'm going to demonstrate that with the hot water quickly as well. It's basically the same process except you wrap the hair around a curling rod and dunk that in hot water and the curls come out much more defined. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram. This is how I got the request to do this tutorial in the first place. So if you want to see more of me and my hairstyles and other things that I do, follow me on Instagram. Let me know what you guys want me to do and I'll make a video on it. Thanks guys, bye.